Hey everyone, it has been far too long since we've done a little book club meeting, so I'm really excited this month to share one of my current absolute total epic favorites. It's a working herbal dispensary by the iconic Lucy Jones. So the reason why I want to talk about this book, and I think what I'm going to do probably mid next year, is try to get Lucy on for a little interview where we'll talk about this book and her other incredible book, Self-Sufficient Herbalism. But the reason I wanted to talk about this one is A, it's relatively new. It's only been in my life for a few months now. And B, people keep asking me for good resources for materia medica with energetics. And so, I have my go-tos that I send you guys. I send you the Chinese materia medica from Bensky and planetary herbology and all that. Fantastic books. That's still going to be the books that I probably reference the most, but now there's this one. So if you work with herbs through an energetic, constitutional, temperamental, etc., standpoint, this is a must-have. It's an instant classic, and I've already learned so much from this book, so many perspectives and insights that Lucy brings up. So let me say this. She starts the book out by exploring her sort of journey into herbalism, talking a lot about her Western training, but especially her training with traditional Tibetan herbalism, which is very, very cool, and lays out some of the constitutional, energetic overall patterns that are worked with in that particular system. So we get to learn about the constitutions in Tibetan herbalism and how they relate to an individual's constitution, like our innate nature, and then how they reflect disease states, things that we need to fix. And then, of course, all of that comes back up throughout the materia medica, the A to Z, because she's saying, okay, so then this herb has these energetics which would harmonize or increase or pacify this particular constitutional state. So I'm going to randomly flip open the book and just give you one peek inside. So I opened it up to Echinacea, and here you can see it's that's pretty standard, two and a half to 4 pages for each herb, and there are a ton. I don't know if there's an overview of how many herbs, but I'll say that the herbs start on page 37 and end on page 390. So there's a lot of herbs here. So Echinacea, you're going to get a really lovely photograph of the plant. Most of them, I think maybe all of them, are from Lucy's gardens, from her allotment, from her practice. So you're seeing the herbs as they're being worked with by an actual herbalist. What plants parts are used, roots and flowers, the physiological actions, alterative, circulatory stimulant, immune tonic, antimicrobial, some physiological virtues, and then she always does a really concise but full section on the energetics. So with Echinacea, talking about the bitterness and heat from her perspective of working with this herb. And then she puts a section in My Dispensary, how she works with that herb, how her relationship with that plant has evolved over the years with her expertise and her experimentation and her study and her sitting with these plants and growing them and harvesting them and drying them and making medicine with them. That's probably my favorite little paragraph in every section, is her saying, yes, Echinacea is bitter, and yes, Echinacea is an alterative, and yes, we work with the flowers and the root. Like, okay, it's nice to have those reminders. It's really nice to have them in one reference book. But where she says, and this is what it looks like in my practice, how I work with this herb in service of my community, that to me is solid gold, where the seed meets the soil. A lot of these will have magical notations as well, more kind of magico-spiritual aspects of the plant. She does a suggestion for the home apothecary, kind of saying, look, If you're a lay herbal enthusiast and you want to keep echinacea around, consider these things, or this is the best way to work with this herb, or this is something you really should know about this herb. Makes it really approachable. There's recipes too. A lot of these have recipes, like the echinacea has a echinacea, hibiscus, and raspberry iced lolly. How awesome is that if you have like a hot, sore, scratchy throat? So also a lot of them will have a section like the elder, there's a whole section on the Tibetan perspective, you know, Tibetan energetics, Tibetan applications, history, traditions of use. It's a pretty beefy book, and it's hardbound, which I appreciate, because these kinds of reference books, for me, actually have one. I mean, they get beat up, stained. I mean, like, I put them to work. So I like these hardbounds because I can be a little rough on them, and they stay. So, a working herbal dispensary, respecting herbs as individuals, respecting humans as individuals, and being a relationship, a matchmaker, right? Connecting the right herbs to the right people, not based on a list of what an herb is good for, but based on our personal experiences with the plants and how they show up and move with wisdom through the body. By Lucy Jones. This is published by Aeon, who is my same publisher, not the reason I'm reviewing the book, but we have the same publisher, which is awesome. They're in London, but you can get this book everywhere. So if you already have a copy of this book, please take a moment and just leave a comment below. Just say something, because I'm going to send Lucy this video and say, look, people love the book. Let's get on and have an interview, okay? So put something in the comments. If this book's on your wish list, tell me what you're most excited about, or if this is the first time you've heard of this book, leave a comment and tell me what you're most excited about. And please do yourself a favor and go follow Lucy on the social medias. You will see things and learn things from her in a single post that will blow your mind. I will put links in the details below to do that, but you can look her up too. Lucy Jones, herbalist, Mirabellen Clinic in London, in the UK. I'll put links below as well, but go follow her on social media. Pick up this book. Also pick up her other book. The Self-Sufficient Herbalist book is so good. Let's fill the comments up so that we can show some support. Also, hey, if you've bought a copy of this book or her other book, take a moment to pop over to Amazon or Barnes & Noble or wherever you got the book and leave a review. That stuff goes a long way for authors. So this is a really great way for us to show some love and some appreciation and reciprocity for how much went into the pages of this book. And with that, go get it, or let me know what you think. I'll see you next month. We'll talk about more books. We always do. Take it easy.